with Trudy. This is our first episode. Thank you for joining us today. Today, I'm speaking with Dara J Bragg, and Dara wears a lot of titles, and I will have Dara talk about herself later on. COVID-19 has disrupted all of our lives, and to a great degree, and every industry I know has been affected. So Dara is going to talk about the arts industry, mainly theater, because Dara is involved a lot in theater. And so she'll talk about how it has impacted her and the projects that she's been doing and what she has planned for the future post-pandemic.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us, Dara. Thank you so much for being my first guest.
It's a pleasure having you.
I've known Dara for probably about 15 years, so we're no stranger. We're not strangers to each other. So let's get right into it. Dara, I would like you to actually first talk about yourself. Who is Dara? When someone hears the name Dara, what image would you like them to have? What is the Dara brand?
I guess I would say that I am just a goal-driven woman with integrity, have love. I mean, a really passion for the arts. And I also love people and I want to see them win. That's just how I am. And if you, like you said, in reference to like an image of myself, I could see myself like a tree with all these different branches, because I just have so much that I do as far as directing, producing, playwriting, also educator. That's how you met me.
Yes.
When I was teaching your daughter.
My daughter's fourth grade teacher. Yeah.
Yes. So
and then I was in one of your plays. So.
Yes, I did. I did grab you to be a part of one of my productions, and of course, you're going to be a part of many more.
Yeah. Well, I've been a part of two, but the first one was, I think, way back in when my daughter was in fourth grade. So I've never read, I mean, when I read your bio, it's probably one of the longest bios I've ever read. So tell us about some of those titles that, you have.
Wow. You know what? I would first say that I'm an educator because that, I always had love for children since I was 14 years old when I got my first job in the youth corps. So I always wanted to work with children. So education and being an educator, a teacher, I think that's number one in my life because, youth are our future. And I always want to be a part of their success stories. That's why I became a teacher. That's why I worked as a daycare teacher, a group leader many years ago. I won't tell you how many, but many years ago. And I also became a teacher because of the love that I have for children, for the youth. So that's what I would say is that one of my titles is definitely being an educator. And then I'm also a director and a writer. And my writing is different things I like to write. I can write for a magazine. I can write a play. I can,
wow.
It's just something that I love to do. That's another one of my passions, and directing. And directing is what I like to see is my stories coming to life, and I direct them in the way that I want it to be. Of course, I do give creative freedom to my actors because they also have their own stories to tell. As being that character. So I also give creative freedom, but directing and producing, the person in charge.
Yep.
I do that a lot as well. And I have co-producers with me that, because sometimes teamwork makes the dream work. You know that.
Great.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
I have a passion for the arts.
But you're not a teacher right now, but you still have a position in education. What we want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'm an education specialist. So when I retired, I was trying to say, well, I'm going to get away from teaching, because it started getting to the point where it was more like I felt like a robot. I didn't have that creative freedom like I used to have when I used to teach in the 80s. So I was like, it's time for me to go because I feel like everything is teach to test. No kind of, creativity that could be in teaching because you had to teach to the test.
Yeah.
So when I retired, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do anything with children for a while. But then somebody came and grabbed me and said, okay, could you
Oh, yeah.
please come and be an education specialist in my program? And I was like, oh my gosh. However, I'm not in that teaching mode now. Right now,
Right.
I'm more like I write the lesson plans. I could, create
Oh,
curriculums and different things like that for the program.
wow.
And
Interesting.
yeah, so it's
Mhm.
not, and I don't feel that like I did when I was teaching. I feel more free, and I can really let my creativity shine through.
Yep. And you're very creative. So, so
Oh,
I noticed from your bio that you're a SAG-AFTRA member. Can you tell us a little about what it means to be a SAG-AFTRA member?
well, basically, when you're a SAG-AFTRA member, when I joined in 2001, it was just called SAG, Screen Actors Guild. You're just in the
Mhm.
union, so you have protection. So when I wasn't SAG, when I was just a regular aspiring actress, I didn't have those same opportunities and those same that same protection that I had when I became SAG. Let me give you an example. When I was on the set of Godzilla, right?
Mhm.
I know that was
Wow.
many years ago. I was on the set of Godzilla. They had two lines. They had the line where you had the hot food, the pasta and the salad and all that. Then they had that other line where you had just a box of sandwich, a sandwich, an apple,
Yeah.
maybe a little juice or something like that. So
I know what that's like.
it's a difference when you become SAG. When you SAG,
Yep.
you get more of the benefits. So I
Mhm.
was like, okay, so I'm going to be on some more sets here and there so I can get my waivers so I can become a SAG actress, which I did. However, um, my I changed my direction and I started, doing more theater than SAG.
Mhm.
Like I said, I had my union card since 2001, but I
Mhm.
haven't been really using it like I should. But I know that you have a lot of connections with that, so I'll be talking with you so I can
I don't
get
know
back
about
out there again.
that. All right. I don't know about that, but we can talk. So
Uh-huh.
what are you more passionate about? Are you more passionate about education or are you more passionate about the art?
I am more passionate about both.
Oh, you love,
Oh
I
yeah.
guess you're equally passionate about, right.
And even when you're a part of the arts, it's like an education thing too, because you're teaching,
Yeah. You're
the
very,
actors how to develop their characters and how
mm-hmm.
to get into the character's skin and how to walk on stage, how to exit, how to enter. So it's still a teaching thing. So I would say that both. I have a passion for both teaching, working with the youth, and also, of course, my passion for theater.
So tell us then, what inspired you to become a director?
You know what? I would say when I was in college, I had a, a professor. Her name was
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Helen Yaloff. I don't know if she's still alive now, but she was also a director at Yale University, and she worked at my college. And just seeing the way that she was operating our classes and directing us how to do these different theater theater activities and how to develop our characters and how to get in tune with who we are as that character. I said, you know what, I think I want to do that like her. And I spoke to her about it. I said, I think I want to direct as well. And then that's when she was telling me, she said, it's really that hard, not that hard, but you do have to have some kind of love for it. You can't just say, oh, I just want to direct because I want the money, because they make a lot of money or whatever. You have to really have a love for your cast. You have to
Mm-hmm.
really want them to, bring your
So,
story to life.
so how did you make that transition? Did you just start writing um, your productions, or did you have pieces before that you just made into a play?
When I was working at a school in Brooklyn, shout out to PS 176, I mean 183, excuse me, not 176. That was the
Don't
street.
get yourself in trouble now.
76 Riverdale Avenue, but it was called PS 183.
Mhm.
I was asked to direct a play about Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and also Harriet Tubman. So I was like, directed. I don't know if I could do that. It was like for assembly program. I was like, oh, I know I write. I know I'm an actress. I like acting. I like being on stage. You know what I mean? I like being on sets, but I don't know about this directing. But then once I put it all together and got my cast together, which was, I think it was like 4th to 6th grade. I mean, and everybody just raved about what I did with that production. I was like, okay, this is something that I want to do moving forward with adults, with other youth, you know what I mean? So that's what I got I would say the bug bit me then, the direct bug bit me, bit me in the 90s. And I've been doing it ever since and loving it.
Awesome, awesome. So how do you get your actors?
Well,
do you use certain platforms?
Well, something, you know what, I use Casting Networks, that's a platform. I use Backstage. And I also sometimes go by word of mouth from some of my fellow colleagues who have nice. Certain actors. I say, you know, do you have anybody this age range and, you know, this nationality? Because sometimes depending on what play you do, you might need Caucasian, you might need Black, you might need Asian, you know. So then, and sometimes I go by word of mouth. Oh yeah, I work with this cast member here, and they were good, and they have good work ethic. Because that's what I look for, Trudy, good work ethics. And you have to have a good personality. You have to be a team player. Oh yes. And you cannot come in my cast and think that you're going to bring down the morale because of certain issues that you have about something. No, you're not going to do that. You may work with me that one time, but then you will not be in my productions. Because I try to have like a family cast. You know that because you work with me. I like it to have like a family-oriented atmosphere in my cast. Everybody has to get along, willing to support each other, work with each other. That's how it is with me.
That's true. And many of us have, you know, remained friends even after each production.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But then you see some that's not there too.
True. Yeah, I do. I have seen that. So like I've said before, first, where do you find the time to do all of what you do while you have a full-time job, right?
Yes, it's part-time, full-time. I do both.
Okay, so education specialist is a full-time job, and then how do you find the time to do all of that?
Because I love it. I have a passion. If I could give it 1 hour a day, I would give it 1 hour a day, no matter what time. I could be up real late at night as long as I'm doing some writing or either getting a cast together or speaking to cast members, whatever. Because when you have a passion for something, find the time to work. You know, you're going to definitely find some time somewhere. Because that's
I have noticed that there are times when you have more than one productions going on at the same time.
I know.
So tell me, from where or from what do you draw your inspiration?
Oh, God. God gives me the vision. I have to bring it to fruition. That's my God-given purpose. I have to do it. So if I have one production here, then another one here and another one, I'm just gonna have to find a way to make it all work. I have done productions like 2 weeks from each other. But because like I said, I have to keep saying it because of my passion for the craft. I make it work. And sometimes I have like somebody who works with me. Like I have a co-director, which is very helpful when you have a co-director, because sometimes I don't feel like going to rehearsal today. I got something else to do. At least you have that backup, somebody that can go ahead and take the reins of what you're doing. So yeah, as a matter of fact, I have like several productions that's going to be coming up. And
great.
To back.
All right. So
one of them. And you're in one of them.
I'm in one of them. So tell us, like, like I've mentioned before, COVID-19 has affected every single industry. Like, there's not one industry that hasn't been impacted by the lockdown. So tell us, how has COVID-19 impacted you in a personal sense and also in a professional sense?
Well, in a personal, I'm gonna start with personal. Personal, we had a trip, my husband and I, we were supposed to go to Antigua. That was canceled.
That sounds fancy.
That was canceled. Oh my gosh. And I
Yeah.
mean, I had my bathing suit.
I know the feeling. I've had canceled trips too.
You know, you were ready to go, right? And then also I have a women's retreat for my church, Greater Allen Cathedral, that I go to on an annual basis. That was postponed. Okay, my family reunion that we have every 2 years, that was postponed to next year. And also, there's one more thing that that put a stop to everything. Oh, my SITA Awards.
Oh yeah,
the SITA Awards. You was nominated.
An annual event.
You were nominated last year. Remember? Yeah. So, like I said, that's
an annual
most
event.
likely. I'm sorry. That's most likely
an annual event. Yeah.
That's most likely going to be postponed because with this social distancing, how can you be in a theater that holds like 300 people and social distance?
Yeah, that's going to be hard.
That's going to be hard. So that's most likely going to be postponed as well. Now, you said for personal and professional.
And professional.
We're doing pretty good. We've been doing a lot of Zoom. And I had a couple of staff developments that I was training my staff in reference to, online etiquette and classroom management, online and not online. And also I do some Zoom. I mentored some of the students on Zoom for, different little activities just to get them to do something fun, because they go through all of that remote learning.
Yeah,
it's just too much. And I have parents, because I do family check-in, and I have parents that say, "Oh my God, this is really hard."
Yeah, and kids get bored easily.
We're doing more than our child.
Right.
Really, you have to be involved. They have to really be
it's been a tough time.
That they haven't had to do in the past.
Yeah.
Because you and I know, because you as a parent, when I had your daughter, we opened up mama school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So some of them didn't do that, so they don't know how it is to sit down with their child and go through this academics with them to get them to get to us and succeed. Yeah. So that's what's going. But I'm professionally, I'm okay.
That's great that you were able to do that for these parents, because I'm pretty sure they appreciate it, because they have to be trying to figure out what to do to keep these kids' interest, because it's not easy. Because they get distracted very easily.
Right, scavenger hunts, Pictionary. We do Kahoot. We do different things with them. That's fun. You know what I mean? Because they have all that structure. So we got to let them just release it, and do some fun activity.
So how creative have you had to be during this lockdown to, keep your productions going and keep your actors just continue to function?
I want my actors to continue to hone their skills. So whether they have to take the acting class online, whether I write for them, which we recently did. I want you to discuss that, what we recently did with the quarantine monologues. Can you just tell about what we're doing with the quarantine monologues? That's one of the things I'm doing as well.
I'm going to have you talk about that.
Okay. Quarantine monologue is mini law, excuse me.
Mini logs, right.
We call it mini laws because what I did was I wrote 6 different, and then I took and left it open-ended. So I had 6 different cast members continue it with what their ideas and what their vision was for the story.
And which was really interesting, and I've never seen anything like this. So I was really happy when I saw it and excited to be a part of it. And I'm grateful for you that you had me, you included me in this.
Of course I had to include you. So that's what I'm doing so that we can still, in mode is rehearsing each week. We rehearse each Tuesday for a certain amount of time, and I work with y'all, and we've been doing some improvisations. We're just still having fun.
Oh, that I love those improvisations.
So I had other actors that wants to be involved. So yeah, so there's something I wrote called So Addicted, like 3 or 4 years ago. I never, had it produced anything like that. And it's different monologues about your different addictions. So I'm starting to give those out to certain actors, and then eventually we can put that on as well on stage whenever we can get back.
What platform are you? What platform are you planning to use to get this out to the public?
I guess what I'm going to do.
If you are.
You mean online?
Are you going to wait until after the lockdown?
Oh no, I would like to showcase it before we get when the lockdown is done.
Mm-hmm.
I want to showcase it before. So I'm going to try to find some ways online that we can perform for the people. Because I see it being done on
Zoom. I've seen quite a few productions.
Exactly.
Zoom. Yeah.
Exactly. So I want to definitely do something like that with my. They're not going to be rehearsing this each week on a Tuesday in vain. I want to definitely get them to. And also, when lockdown is done, we're going to definitely put that on stage, because that has to be on stage. Y'all, I mean, I'm so proud of y'all. You just don't know.
Oh,
I just don't know how proud I am to hear y'all every Tuesday, and you just bring something.
It's been fun. It's been really fun.
You enjoying it?
Yep, I am enjoying it, and I can see that everyone else is enjoying it too. So
yes,
it's been great. It's been great.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, how has the lockdown inspired you to write more? Or I've noticed online some people complaining that people expect them to be doing more as creatives, but they are not inspired because they're depressed, or how has it affected you in that sense in any way?
Not at all. It makes me want to write more.
Oh,
I sit down and I just come up with ideas, and I just get a vision from God, and I'm just like, I just start writing. I started writing something called it's not done. It's just a few scenes now.
Mm-hmm.
Holy in Hollywood.
Wow, that sounds interesting.
Yes, it's gonna be the gospel.
That sounds really interesting.
With singing and dancing,
I love that type
and everything. So it's
that's catchy.
Yes, and I still haven't come up with. I started writing the dialogue. I didn't come up with the. I guess you would say the. What is the premise?
Oh. How long does it usually take you to write a play?
It could take me from a few months.
So do you ever put it down for a month or two and then go back to it, or do you always have to finish?
Let me tell you what I did one time. I started, remember A Woman's Worth?
Yes.
You was in A Woman's Worth as well.
Yeah, I was in this. Yeah.
I started A Woman's Worth, and I was like, oh, this is going to be good. I'm writing. Then I put it for almost like 7 or 8 months and didn't write anymore. I just dropped it.
Wow.
I wrote a couple of scenes and then I just dropped it. And then when I got back to it,
it's a really good play. Yeah.
So maybe it needed
that break. Yeah. Maybe it needed that break because it's a really good play.
I maybe if I would have just went and just did it the next month or whatever, it might not
have the same effect. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it took me like 7 months because everybody was like, okay, I told some of the actors, well, I have this idea about these women, getting together, and they have different relationships. But this play is that the men are not, all dogs like they say men are. We have some good men in this play. And then all of a sudden I dropped it and they was like, what happened? We're not going to do the play anymore. I said, no, I got writer's block.
Wow.
I got writer's block.
It happens to every writer, so it's not unusual.
I put it on the side, and then when I came back to it, Trudy, I was gonna.
Wow.
I just started writing, and that's when you did it. I think it was 2007.
I think it was, yeah, about that.
Yeah. That's when I came to that. But as you see, when I did it again, I changed the ending.
Yeah.
It's different now.
Yeah, but you're always changing up your plays.
I sure do.
Yeah. After a few productions, you always find something to change in your plays. Why is that?
A lot of it is revision. Revision. A lot of plays are 80% revision. Because I could look at a play like let me see, Skeletons. Now, Skeletons is a play that I co-wrote with my daughter, and now that we did it a lot when we first started putting it on at theaters and everything, and college and at a college, and now with things changing, I'm going to change my part of it, because it is broken into 3 parts, 3 sagas: the Williams, the Washington, and the Scrivens. And what happened is that I'm going to go in and just change mine. So the next time we put it on, what they saw before, they're not going to see it again.
I don't think I've seen that yet, so I want to see it.
You never saw Skeletons?
I don't remember if I saw it.
You probably did. You probably forgot. So long ago.
I probably did. It's been a while, right?
We've been friends for 15 years.
I know, and I've been to most of your productions, I think. I think the only one I probably haven't seen is Why Me, so yeah.
You haven't seen Why Me? Trudy.
No, because I was away.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the one we definitely are touring locally. Because that's about the injustice that we're going through, like, just recently, Yeah. Justice.
So how often do you usually have your productions?
I can have my productions every month, a different one every month, or I could have it like every 6 months. It depends on what production it is. Because some of them
schedule, you're just
exactly.
Okay.
Because for example, Why Me? We had put that on like back to back, because it was so, people had wanted it to see it so bad because of what was going on in the society with the injustice and inequality, that people have faced on a daily basis. And just like recently what happened with Ahmaud, the young man from so that's a play that we was just like putting that on like every month. But then some of the others, like I said, I put it on maybe for a month, and then drop it, and then come back to it another few months or whatever. So it depends. Sometimes it's every month, sometimes it's like every 6 months. Depends on the production, I'll say.
Okay.
Ooh, why am I getting hot in here?
Because the conversation.
You get me nervous, Trudy. What's going on?
The conversation is heated. That's why you have a lot to say. What are your plans post-pandemic? Are you currently working on anything?
Oh yeah.
What do we have to look forward to?
Okay, so there's a play that my daughter and one of the cast members, her name's Shanae, we wrote. It's called
Talented actress.
Oh, she is. That's what she's been with us for a while. You see that, right?
Yes, I know that.
It's called She Cries.
And very committed, because she's coming all the way out from Staten Island, right?
Staten Island. Yes.
Yes. Very committed. Very dedicated.
Working on Deliverance. My play Deliverance. You're in Deliverance as well.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Trudy. You've been in a lot of my plays.
I think about 3 maybe.
But it's called She Cries in Silence, and it's about infertility. Women that have to deal with infertility and how it affects them, how it affects their relationships.
That's new.
So that's what we're supposed to put that on in May, but then Corona came to town. So
wow. And didn't you have another production, the church fight, that was supposed to be? Was that
Oh,
was
the
in
church fight.
Pilot?
Okay. Right. Thank you, Trudy. You're
Mm-hmm.
in that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
The church fight is supposed to be put on March 21st. And
Mm-hmm.
then we got the the call from
Stay at home.
our governor that everything is shut down.
Oh
So when
yeah.
I spoke to the producer, her name is Doris Johnson, Pastor Doris Johnson. We both decided that we don't want to put anyone in any kind of danger. We want everybody to be safe. So we're gonna postpone this.
Yeah.
We were ready.
That's important.
We had rehearsed. We were ready. We
Oh
was almost
yes,
ready. I think we
you
had
were
what
ready.
another week or so to go
Mm-hmm.
for rehearsal, and then we was gonna put that play on. But we're gonna do
Yeah.
it. So y'all,
But
you
COVID
got
had other plans. COVID had other plans, you know.
COVID had their own his
Yeah.
whatever his or her own plan.
What do you think the industry will be like coming out of an almost nationwide lockdown?
Well, I think that
For one, I've noticed that already. I think one of those studios that you use in the city in Manhattan. I think Shetler Studios. I think that one is closed.
Shetler's closed.
Mm-hmm.
How about
I believe I
Producers
saw
Club?
it. I haven't heard of the others, but I think I heard Shetler is closed. So I know there may be, and I was afraid of that a number of them might have to, go out of business.
Wow.
So,
Oh my
and then I saw
God.
the news and I thought, wow, there goes.
Well, when they decide to open up, I
Mm-hmm.
think that everybody who does have a type of production company, I think you should proceed with caution. Don't think because they open up that everything's going to be okay, because you still don't know who is carrying this virus. Remember, everybody does not have symptoms and they can still
True.
have the virus. So you can
Mm-hmm.
still be in contact with them and
Get
not know
infected.
it and get
Mm-hmm.
the disease. So please, I hope that everyone proceeds with caution. I don't know, with me, until it's like really clear, I'm not going to be in any theaters or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't plan to be out there either.
I don't plan to be in any theater
No.
to put on my productions. If I have to put it online or whatever, that's what we're going to do. Because it's better to be what? Safe than sorry.
Yep.
I love my
The
life.
crazy,
I love my life.
the crazy has already started because since this lockdown and I've been going to work every day, I haven't seen any accidents or anything. And on my way home today, Long Island was open today.
I heard.
Opening today, and I passed 2 accidents on the road coming from work. So,
oh my God, here we go.
the
Here
crazy
we
is going
go.
to start in a lot of different ways,
Oh, and I just hope that they didn't open up too soon. You know what I mean? I just hope that they didn't open up too soon and that they still social distance themselves.
I mean, it's hard to tell when it's too soon or when it's time. So,
I think it's going to take a while because they just, so you won't know if there's any more cases or anything.
No, we can never know.
That's true.
And it only takes one person to start to spread. So, just one person being left out there can start a whole new wave.
What I'm saying, just one person. You see what that basketball player had did, touching people and stuff like that. And what happened?
Yeah.
You see what? Just one person. So you have to be
Almost
really careful.
Mm-hmm.
And
what do you think the chances are for new actors getting cast when we reopen?
I think that it if they hone their skills and they do what they're supposed to do to train themselves, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think it's going to be.
What I was thinking is that there would be a lot of established actors and actresses out there who will be willing to work for small amounts of money just to be able to stay working.
Exactly.
So those new actors coming in are gonna probably get left behind because.
So you think that
established actors? Yeah, you're gonna keep using the people who are already there, who are already established actors, who will make them money because they will now work for small amounts of money just so that they can keep working.
You're right. That's true. I do agree with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree with that because now, before they wanted a certain amount of money, but now that this pandemic happened, it's like just give me some kind of job. It doesn't make, just book me for something. I don't care how much you paying or whatever, because I just want to be a a part of having acted for so long. I just want to be a part of something. So yeah, you're
So
right. They just made just
yeah.
take over. The more seasoned actors would take over and leave the ones who aspire behind.
Mhm.
You're right about that.
So what is your advice for directors and playwrights after reopening? Um, what I'm guessing is that playwrights and directors may still want to put on their productions, showcase their plays, and there may be people. There are a lot of people who aren't working right now, so people will not have money to even go see these shows, and so they may have a lot of empty seats. And what is your advice for them? Should they wait for a while before they start these productions, or should they continue and just keep going until everything picks up?
Now, I think that they should proceed, like I said, proceed with course. Don't be so fast to get back and get in the theaters and everything like that, because then you might just be losing money, because
Yeah,
there are still people who are skeptical about going, being around people to get
yeah,
together
there are
and
patrons who will
networking.
either not have money or they will be afraid to even go in those environments where they will
And
have to come in contact with a lot of.
exactly. So you might you might be performing, which I tell my cast anyway. I don't care if there's one person in the audience, you're still gonna give it 110%, but still
Mhm.
you're gonna lose money that way as well. So I think that they should really, wait.
Okay, sound advice.
They shouldn't be so gun ho. Oh, okay, everything's open up. Let's go. No, I think you should wait. I think you should take your time.
All right. So I know you have a nonprofit called Females Making Moves. Let's talk a little about that so we can.
Okay, so Females Make a Move. No, it's not a nonprofit yet. However, Females Make a Move is about a women empowerment. And what we do is that we empower, uplift, support women of all different ethnicities.
Mhm.
And we do charity work, shoe drives, we do clothing drives, we have given to the veterans. We have also given a certain amount of money to a student who was in college. We do different
Right.
things to support people. And of course, we also have our little fundraisers because, it costs money,
Mhm.
especially when we did the shelter, we we had to give these people clothing and socks and different things that they were in need of. But then we
Yeah.
also, what we did when we had our fundraiser, we had gifts that we gave them gift bags, different gift bags that we had and with different products to make them smell good, make them feel good, make them look good.
Yeah.
So that's
Really
what
nice.
Females Making Moves is about. It's just a sisterhood.
How do you mobilize members for this organization?
What happened?
How do you mobilize members for this organization?
Oh, well, I put it on social media, and also, I asked our members to invite people to be a part of it. And
Mhm.
another thing that we was thinking about doing was a networking event to get more people to join. Because right
Mhm.
now I think it's maybe about 9 of us as members, and we of course we want more women to come in to bring their ideas, bring their skills and abilities to help us out, to assist us in our future endeavors.
Great. And you've also written a children's book, and it's called Jenny's. What's the title? Jenny's doesn't want to go to school. Jenny's doesn't want to go to school.
Denise
Right.
doesn't want to go to
So
school.
where did the inspiration for that book come from? What was the impetus behind the writing of that book?
Okay,
Was
so
it is that your personal story, or were you inspired by someone or some event?
that's a good question, Trudy. I was inspired by this by my students because
Oh,
when you know how as a teacher you're in the classroom and children talk to each other, and so I was listening one time. One of the students would talking with their classmates, and they was saying, "Oh my God, I'm really tired of coming to school. So all we do
mhm,
is test. All we do is
mhm,
test and book reports, and we don't have any fun, you know. So I
mhm.
don't want. I really would not want to be in school anymore." So I looked at him and I was like, "I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let him just go ahead and talk." So then the others were saying, "Yeah, aren't you getting tired of all this homework? Homework every single day. Can't we just have 1 or 2 days without homework?" So I said, "Oh, okay." So I didn't say anything to them. I was just listening. Now, this just happened at the last school that I was at before I retired. This also happened when I was in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Even though it wasn't so like teach the test like it was when I was in PS 132.
Mhm.
So I said, I'm going to write a play about this same thing. And it was called Students Court. And what
Wow.
happened in the play, I performed it at PS 132. And no, it wasn't PS 183, it was PS 132. And what happens in the play is that the student doesn't want to go to school, and her parents take her to court.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
all the different people come, the teachers, the principal comes, and yeah, you didn't want to go to school, so I think that maybe you should go to jail, or so then that play made me think about writing the book,
Mhm.
which is the same premise of a child who didn't want to go to school because it was overwhelming with all these different academics that they have to go through. So that's
Sounds good.
it. My book on Amazon,
Where? Mhm.
Amazon.com. Janice doesn't want to go to school. You can get it still.
Great. All right. So, what is your ultimate goal going
My
forward?
ultimate goal
Mhm.
is to open up my own and call it Success in the Arts.
Oh.
But I also wanted to have some literacy in there because you know that children need to learn literacy, read. Reading is the key to knowledge. So I definitely would want to have a, a, a curriculum with literacy, but it'd be mainly based on the performing arts in all genres, acting, singing, dancing, you name it, is going to be in the Success in the Arts School. So that's my goal. That's my ultimate goal.
Great.
And also, um, my goal is to make sure that my family is okay and
Mhm.
stay safe and stay healthy. That's another goal of mine. My husband
Awesome.
Kyle, my three heartbeats, Koya, Kyra, and Khalil,
Okay.
and I want their dreams to come true, whatever they are.
Awesome. All right. So, thank you, Dara, for joining me today on Conversations with Trudy. It was a pleasure having you.
I like this, Trudy.
You have a wealth of information to share, so it
Oh,
was amazing
thank you.
having you as my first guest. So,
I try to do whatever God wants me to do.
mhm.
Whatever He
Great.
wants me to do. I am ordered by His steps. So,
Great. Awesome. So,
okay.
I want to wish you all the best in your endeavors,
Thank you.
and I look forward to working with you on the project that we are working on right now.
Yes, we have several projects we're working on. So
Several projects.
you
Mhm.
make sure you study
I,
Dara J.
of course, I love my name because I love
like
Tara.
it too.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. And thanks everyone for watching. It was a pleasure having everyone here. See you next week. Thanks so much.
Like it.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye.
Stay safe, healthy, wash your hands, sanitize.
Yeah. Oh, yes, please. Stay safe.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.